Now we'll talk about the bass line on the fifth string. It's a little bit, different, of course, but the chords are somewhat similar, and I change a few of the chords in order to give a little more color, as we talked about a minute ago. The first chord we're going to be able to play is the fifth of the chord of the F minor, which is a C. Okay, now you can play, if you had an F minor played like that, your pinkies, your second, this finger, the ring finger is playing the fifth, and you can play like that, right? That gives you an F minor, and that's possible, it just kind of sounds. It just sounds kind of classical to me in a way. It doesn't really sound like jazz to me. So I don't really play. You can do the Latin thing, root fifth or root and fifth. You can do that, okay, but I want to stick with the swing feel for now. So what I'm going to do is, instead of playing F minor, root and fifth like that, I'm going to change the chord completely and just play fourths, C, F, B flat, and E flat. Okay. Now, what you would normally play if you study an F minor 7 chord is this. It looks kind of large. It's C, F, A flat, and E flat. That's an F minor 7 chord, the same as this is here, the same notes. But this, it's harder to play in a bass line, and it doesn't really sound as attractive to me as raising the flat third up to a fourth. It's got a little more of a jazz sound. It's got that B flat fourth, the 11th of the chord, okay? Okay, I like that kind of sound. So we're going to start from there. This is going to be used as an F minor 7 chord. Excuse me. Okay, so start with the C, F, B flat, and E flat. It's got a real hip kind of sound, okay, as opposed to. Sorry, I just changed the strings so they're stretching out on me here. Okay, so that's the chord we're going to start with. Next chord is going to be an E flat in the bass, which is the flat 7th of the chord. And we're going to play also an F minor 7. It's exactly an F minor 7, the same notes as we played down here and down here. The same notes, exactly. The roots here, flat 3rd, 5th, flat 7th. Now to me this sounds like, it kind of sounds classical in a way. I like to make it a little more jazzy kind of sound by playing the G below the A flat, which gives you this shape. It's more hip, to my ears at least. Okay, as an F minor chord. Now, even though you don't have the 3rd in the chord, you can still use it as an F minor chord. The tonality is already in our heads, okay? We've already heard the tonality playing that chord right there. We know it's a minor, tonality. So this chord, it doesn't destroy the tonality at all, does it? Even though there's no flat 3rd in the chord, it's just a more colorful chord. Okay, so it's E flat, flat 7th. That's a flat 7th. The 9th, G, C, the 5th, and the root F. Okay. Now, as we had up here, we had the chromatic. Remember, we were doing we did that chromatic thing. The same thing over here. The same thing occurs there too. So we got the chord we just talked about a minute ago, the E flat, 9th, 5th, root, and then chromatic, and then F minor 9th that we just discussed a minute ago, where we played the G in the C in the bass. But now we can go back to the root because we're talking about the bass on the 5th string. Remember the bossa nova? Okay, so that chromatic action is going on there. Start off from the 5th. When I say 5th, I'm talking about the C on the 5th string is the 5th note of the F minor 7 chord, right? Now we're going to continue up the scale. Okay, F, G, okay, A flat. So this chord happens to be the same shape as this chord we played a minute ago. This chord is also the same shape as the E flat bass we had on the 6th string. So this chord is also being used as an F minor 7 chord. It's got the flat 3rd in the bass, right? The 5th, the root. And instead of playing, remember a minute ago we were playing this chord and I moved up the B flat? A good reason for that is because if you're playing the A flat in the bass and you're playing A flat here, you got the octave. There's no reason to play an octave. It doubles itself. It's more jazzy sounding if you got one of those notes becoming a tension, which sounds really nice. Okay, so that's the B flat, which is the 11th of the chord. Okay, and then we're going to make our way up to the 5th. Remember the first note, the first chord we started was there. We're going to play it way up there. Now we're going to start from the A flat. B flat is the scale tone, and that's the octave that we had a minute ago. So it starts. Okay. So the whole bass line on the 5th string will go like this. Chromatic, minor 9th, A flat bass, back down. I'll turn off the mic so we can hear it clearer. Okay, back again. So what we're going to do is try to make the bass line interesting. We don't always have to play a scale all the way up and all the way down. You can kind of mix and match and connect the bass notes and the chords, as you like. And one technique we're going to talk about is using chromatic approach notes. Those are very cool. They give you it gives your bass line some character, So let's just talk about mixing and matching the 6th string and the 5th string, okay, the bass lines. So what we got, instead of just using the 6th string all the way up and the 5th string all the way up, you can kind of connect them midway through, the fingerboard positions. For example, instead of playing all the way up, that's fine. You can play it down here. So I'm playing the 5th string now. I'm switching from the 6th string bass, the 6th string, to the 5th string, and then I'm on the 5th string now. Right now, I can keep going up, as we did a minute ago, and then switch to the 6th string here. You don't have to go all the way down on the 5th string. You can switch midway through. So if I just kind of do the whole thing with the connections I just talked about. Okay, slowly. 5th string, bass. This goes right up the scale, but then it connects to the 6th string bass, and then chromatic. Okay, so I'll do that without the mic.